Jay, you've got experience in stockbroking, and obviously you're a director of Providence running a buyer's agency business. Tell me the benefits of buying property versus shares.
Yeah, some would say I came over to the dark side, but it's leverage. Leverage is one of the biggest reasons why, if I want to buy $100,000 worth of shares, direct shares, not derivatives, direct shares, where I'm getting franking credits and all those benefits, and I'm not a hater of shares in any way. I still own shares, I still buy shares. I think they're a good investment. That you can be diversified, they're liquid, like there's lots of benefits. But I can say I've made more money on property than I have on shares, and seeing other people make more money on property than shares is one of the reasons why I started moving more to property, most likely, just anecdotal evidence. But if you want to buy 100 grand worth of shares, you need $100,000. If you want to buy, and so let's say that share price goes up by 10%, you've made 10 grand. It's pretty good. But if you want to buy a property and you use that $100,000 to control $1 million worth of property, and that goes up 10%, you just made $100,000 profit. So that power of leverage to me is invaluable. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm a property guy more than a share guy now. I still like shares, but I'm both. And I think as well, the liquidity, and as a guy that was in the stock market for nearly 10 years, I remember waking up and you'd watch, Sky Business News or something like that. You'd see what's happening with the futures in the morning, and you just know that the market's going to go for a run. The second the gate opens, it's gone because it's liquid. I can pull out my phone right now and sell some stocks on my CommSec account. Take me 2 seconds. But if you say, Jay, there's a pandemic coming and all property prices are most likely going to fall, I can't just sell my property like that based on the fear I just was influenced with. I have to get a real estate agent. I've got to get a conveyancer to write up a contract. I've got to show the property. And because it takes me time, I have to see it probably a little bit more logically because my emotion goes away. So to me, that's the reason why I think leverage is better used in property. And I also think the volatility is less that in property. Not to say some property can't be volatile, but overall, if you're buying good property, good location, capital city, you just don't get the movement that you see in shares.
And look, I think for me, the volatility aspect is super important. You definitely feel a lot more comfortable leveraging more highly on a less volatile asset. And of course, that's why, banks will lend you a lot more money on a piece of real estate than they will even on a, what might be considered a safe stock. I don't know how much CommSec are going to front you for CBA shares. It might be 50%, but it's certainly not 80% or even 90%. So the volatility aspects, we're not perma-bulls on real estate. We realise that real estate moves in cycles. There's periods where it drifts sideways. There's periods where it goes back. But when you actually look historically, and we've done this, we study cycles over time. When you look over the long term, what does follow, big uplifts is there can be pullbacks or moves sideways, but those are typically a fraction of, the kind of volatility that you can see in the share market. So look, I think the volatility aspect is really, stacks heavily in favor of real estate.
Yeah.